One of my favorite vintage silver series is the Franklin half dollar. Many of you that have been with me in a coin show know that. And the uncirculateds are my favorite. I love the proofs as well because they all have this vintage era. But today, very, very small known populations certified, and you don't see a lot of them at all in quality condition. And that's due to the fact that we go to $50 an ounce in 1980. And they were the last of the silver at that time, so kind of goes hand in glove. Well, tonight we not only have a Franklin half dollar deal. For the first time in months, I'm able to bring back the first 5 years of issue of the Denver Mint. And the price? Yeah, look at that first. We haven't been under $200 on this grouping in over a year, probably closer to 2 years. And we bought a great deal, a good deal, of Denver minted Franklins. And we talked about those a month or so back. We just couldn't find a lot of the earlier years. And the 49D, which is one of the pickle coins, finding them in quality condition is the problem. Well, we solved the problem. I found a roll of 49Ds, which means now we can open up this particular small grouping, the first 5 years. Now, the Franklin half dollar was introduced in 1948, and it lasted until 1963. That is 16 consecutive years. Denver only struck 14. There were no 55 and no 56 on the Denver front. So Denver is 14. If you rank them from the one that they made the most of to the one they made the least of, this first 5 years is the key. Coin number 1 through number 4 are in this collection. And in order, it is 48, 49, 50, 51. So of the 14 that are out there, the 4 rarest are the first 4, and they are in this collection because this is the first 5. Now, the mint mark location on the Franklin is on the reverse, which is the Liberty Bell side, and that is above the bell itself, below the E and the S in the word state. So we're going to crawl through this again for you to see the coins individually. They're all gorgeous uncirculated specimens. But again, it looks like a hook to hold the bell. It's not. It's actually the D for David mint mark. D for Denver. My competition is at 62.50, 180, 61, 60, 52. Add them all up. They're over $400 for the same exact 5 coins. And right there you see the D mint mark right below the E and the S, top of the coin. As I referenced, we're normally, give or take, 200 or more. 174.75 divided by 5 is less than $35 a coin tonight. And it's not just a bonanza of random stuff, which will be a crazy price. It is the exact first 5 years, which includes that 49D, which my competitions sell by itself for more than we're selling all 5 coins, of which the other 3 are in the top 4 as well. It is just outright special. Now, at this time, there's a couple of side stories on the Franklin half dollar, and I've always been a Franklin fan because if you go back to our founding, our colonial era, was there a greater individual from the scientist, and think of all the different things that were introduced through his involvement. Electricity, big thing. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have that, right? We have Poor Richard's Almanac. We have the first ever fire company in Philadelphia, where it's for the city. It's just a lot of special inventions pushed forward by this individual. Oh, and by the way, in his free time, let's just be a diplomat. Heavily involved in the articles of making who we are today. heavily involved with actually the winning of the Revolutionary War and the French that came to our aid and his involvement to getting it there. So at the time in 1948, when we introduced his coin, he was the first non-president to ever be on a legal tender circulating coin. Again, Lincoln cent, Jefferson nickel, Mercury dime, Washington quarter, and then in 64 we bring the Kennedy out. But before that we go to a founding father versus all the other presidents we had up until this point in history. The other fun little story is the tidbit of the reverse of the coin. Because you'll notice all of our half dollars dating back into the 1800s, including the Barber in the early 1900s, including the Walking Liberty 1916 to 1947, had an eagle on the reverse. Well, the Second Continental Congress, 1787, the U.S. is deciding a number of things, and one of them is our national symbol. Right? And Franklin wanted the turkey, a wholesome representative of this country. Right? And everybody else said, yeah, we're going to put a turkey on our coin. Now, by the way, 200 years later, Wisconsin puts a cow on its state quarter, my home state, so things can happen. Just joshing, they're great designs. But out of respect for Franklin, the reverse has a small eagle, and they make the main theme the Liberty Bell because of his involvement in, again, our independence and the forming of this nation. So, little tidbits aside, a very unique individual. We're lucky we had him. And today, we have an opportunity to celebrate the 16-year series of the Franklin half dollar with the good stuff. And the good stuff is the first years of issue, not of the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint. And when you break them down by mintage, how many or how few, the first 4 coins in this 5-coin set are the 4 lowest minted Denver Franklins. All tied together. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. Yes, that's the number. It's 174.75 for all 5 in uncirculated condition. They are encapsulated as you see on your screen. They're also in a presentation pouch. That way you can store them as you wish or in your albums or whatever works for you. Yes, I did say earlier my competition sells the 49D by itself for $181, and they sell the other 4 combined, adding up to over $200, meaning they're over $400 for the same collection. We're normally at $200, but tonight we're at a crazy price of under $35 a coin, $174.75. Now that's the ABC way.